And we're back, and this is A grade Eastern Cycling Club at it's actually their Keith Bowen Memorial Summer Crit Series. This is race 3 at Bazalgette Drive, I think it is. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Here in front of me, you've got Chris Leckie on the left and James Stevens, or Jim as we know him, who's the current Eastern Cycling Club champion. And this was a pretty hot race. Lots of attacking. We had Tom Williams in there that was causing a lot of the accelerations and attempted breakaways. There was Livo in there. Yeah, a few of us, and ended up being a really fun race. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't using the Insta 360 camera. I was using my GoPro. Now, the Insta 360, that can do about 2.5 hours of filming with its battery. It's a lot larger camera. I thought I'd go with the GoPro because that normally lasts about an hour, so I normally get a full crit on that camera. Unfortunately, this crit went way over time and ended up going for an hour 15. So unfortunately, I missed the ending, which is a real spew because it was really good. Anyway, like I say, lots of attacking. I might as well sort of give away the ending because we're not going to see it anyway. But basically, towards the end of the race, the field just completely split up. Tom Williams went off the front. I think then there were another 2 riders trying to bridge across to him, and then I tried to bridge across. Oh no, actually, before the 2 riders went across, that actually happened later. So I tried to get across to Tom, sort of dug deep trying to get across to him, was really struggling. And then just as I thought I may have been gaining, it was only because he got a puncture. So he pulled over to the side of the road. That was, I think, the second last lap or close to it. Um, and then 2 riders went off the front, and I didn't go with them initially, but I did then chase them down, and I had Glenn Newham, I think it is, who came with me, and we basically rolled turns to get across to those 2 riders. And then I sort of did something silly on the last lap on the finish. I took off the front and basically gave the other 3 riders a nice little lead out. But that's okay. I was happy with fourth. And here we go. Like straight away there's JP going off the front. He actually rode really strong in this race. He kept attacking, and I think he actually finished up second in the end. So he was one of the riders that I bridged across to with Glenn. Yeah, he was very active all day. So it's good to see him racing well. Yeah, and just in front of me there, you've got John Blythe, I think it is. Another good rider. He put in a massive effort during the race to try and get across to one of the breaks. I think unfortunately he suffered from that pull later on in the race. But anyway, look, we'll skip ahead a bit. Like I say, there was heaps of action in this race. Unfortunately, I did miss the finish, so we'll do the usual thing. We'll skip ahead, watch some of the action, maybe chuck up some data later on, because this was actually, I think I had a couple of PR power. They might have been like 90-day PR power PRs. So yeah, worth having a look at that. So anyway, I'll go. We'll go up further into the race and check out some of the action. Okay, so at this point, I think Livo was still off the front here. So we're trying to get organised to chase him down. And there is the chase. I jump on that. Jim hands over to Glenn. And Glenn flicks the elbow to me, so I'll have a go at bringing him back. And again, there, like I'm happy with that. That's, you know, I'm at threshold there. I was able to hold 600 watts, 5 to 600 watts, which was just enough to bring him across. To get across to him in that small gap. He keeps going, and I'm thinking, please don't flick your elbow, because I do not want to roll over the top. I'm at 180 beats per minute, and I'm cooked. So I was actually hoping he would just slow down now, but he seemed pretty determined to get something going. I don't think he realised I was there, so he has now. But now this is a problem, because we have some strong riders there, and they are on the move. Now I didn't have enough to react to this straight away, so I was really hoping that Livo had enough, even though he'd just done a massive turn. I had really nothing to contribute at this point, and I was struggling just to stay on his wheel, to be honest. So it's times like these where you really hope that the guys on the front are also on the rivet and don't have too much left. I was really happy to see these guys come across. Yeah, that move, I think that was that Tom? I think it was Tom, Jim, and Chris, I believe. I think it was. Now that would be a group that, if they got organised well, that they may be able to stay away. So we needed to catch these guys. Yeah, see, you can see there, I just had nothing to go. I'm over threshold heart rate. Just hoping that some other guys are going to come and roll over the top and bring it back. It's good to see. That's Tom there on the left, Livo. So the group is back together. But then these guys decide that they're going to have a crack, which is always a good time to go. As soon as a breakaway is caught, if you're feeling good, go for it. Unfortunately, right now I'm on the front, as in trying to chase these guys, and I really don't have it right now. I need some time to recover. I need to bring that heart rate down, and then have another go. So I'm just, like, you can see the power's just dropped off. I've slowed right down, hoping someone's going to come around. Move to the outside, hoping someone will come around on the inside. There we go. I couldn't see who was in that group, but obviously they're quite determined to get away. Yeah, basically everyone that you see here in front of me, or most of those guys, were in that earlier move. So I'd say they're all recovering, and the guys that are up the road were probably sitting in while we were chasing these guys down. Although they did come to the front towards the end. I think this is where John pretty much sacrifices himself for the rest of the group. Yeah, pretty sure this effort cost him later on. So really, there wasn't a lot of respite between each attempted breakaway. Like I hadn't really recovered from that last one, and here we are again. There's quite a few riders in that little group. Looks like there's 5 or 6. I was really hoping this guy wasn't going to lose the wheel, because I don't think I would have been able to get across if he did. There goes Tom again. Now that's a dangerous move. So regardless of how you're feeling, you need to chase that. There's some strong riders in there. You've got Tom, Chris, and Livo, so you cannot let that go. So I didn't see if Jib was in there as well, or is he here on my left? Not sure. I mean, as tough as this is what makes it a good race. Like, just, attack after attack. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, if you're feeling up for it, I was actually feeling really good last Sunday, which is good. I just don't know the secret though. How do you feel good like that every week? There are guys that turn up every week. I just find I do a big race like this, I feel great, but then, oh man, the recovery, if I'm not careful the week after, I'm cooked. It's Wednesday today as I'm editing this video, and I had a day off yesterday, day off the bike. I did 2 hours on Monday because I couldn't ride Tuesday, and that did affect me a little bit. Yeah, I felt like I really needed a day off after this race. So not sure that riding 2 hours in zone 2 the day after this was the best option, but given that I wasn't able to ride Tuesday, I thought it was going to be okay. And yeah, I did feel it, but it's Wednesday today. I did a reasonably hard-ish session today, and feel like I'm recovering well already from that. So anyway, here we are. I'm still trying to bring that group back, and it looks like they've sat up, which is good, or have they? Yeah, sort of. So I'm back on. So the pack is all back together now. Let's see who pulls it apart next time. All right, we'll skip forward a bit and pick it up shortly. Okay, so we've moved further into the race, and as we come around this corner, JP has a crack. So he was back to his usual attacking self, which was good, really animated the race. I wasn't quite ready yet, but I still wouldn't have minded a little bit more recovery. So I'm just sort of doing enough to stay in contact if anything does happen. And now you'll see in a sec, there's that ominous figure of Tom Williams. Not sure who was following him, but again, that's a worry. And JP reacts. And yeah, I've got to follow here. Yeah, I'll definitely use the Insta360 camera next time, because I guess in situations like this I can swivel it back 180 degrees and see what's happening behind, because at the moment I can't remember whether we did get a little gap or not. There were quite a few occasions where I'd look back and there was a bit of a gap, but yeah, there's nothing that stuck until right at the end, which I didn't get any video of because the camera went flat. Anyway. Now that rider at the front, I think he came third. Trying to think what his name is. I haven't seen him around much, but he was a pretty strong rider as well. I will find his name before the end of the video. Okay, so it looks like we have a little bit of a lull again, I think. So I will skip ahead just a bit more and pick it up shortly. Okay, so just gone through a little bit of a lull, and almost looked like JP was going to have a go then, but he didn't. Looks like he's getting toey though. And there we go. There goes Tom again. Chris Leckie in chase, JP. So again, this is one where you have to react. If those three guys get together, yeah, they can be dangerous. So I'm trying to get across as quick as I can. And it doesn't look like it's a full gas effort here, so that's probably a good thing. I think Tom was probably just stretching his legs a bit here. Again, can't see what's going on behind me. Going by my heart rate, we probably are moving along pretty quick. I'm sitting in pretty much at threshold heart rate while I'm following three other riders. So, yeah. Oh, another big acceleration there. No, but that's it, I think. So it is getting quite late in the race here, so I think there's a bit of fatigue starting to set in. All right, we might quickly have a look at some data from the race, and then after that we'll skip through. Okay, so having a quick look at some of the data from my Garmin. So the race went for an hour 15. You can't see it there, but the average power for that hour 15 was 230 watts. Max power was 1,000 watts. Now I didn't do a full-on sprint, so that was towards the end probably, but because I pretty much let out the group, I didn't actually do a proper sprint. 20-minute power, 249. Normalized power, which is probably the one you would look at more for a crit race, just because of the power fluctuations. So 261 watts there. Just bear in mind that I'm 70 kilos, so those numbers probably don't seem high for a lot of the bigger guys. Average heart rate for that whole period was 165. Now that's getting up there. Yeah, if you look at my training effect, it says I'm overreaching. Now, I think the reason for that is at the moment I think I had my FTP set probably a bit low. Um, so I guess all those, yeah, those metrics like the training impact um, are a bit sort of overblown because of that. But yeah, there you have it. That's what it took to stay in this race and finish in the top four position. All right, let's skip ahead and see what else happens before this race is over. Okay, so this video could go on forever. Being a longer than usual crit and being so full of action, I'm just going to have to cut a lot of stuff out. But there was just so many attacks, and you're about to witness another one. Now, this was a violent attack here by Tom Williams. That really caught me off guard, but I knew I couldn't let it go. So, actually, there's where I got the 1,000 watts. So, I actually had to sprint to get across to this. And he backs off a bit here. Not sure what happened. So, maybe he was just testing us out there, see who was going to follow him. Who sat out at the front? Oh, it's JP again. Yeah, so he must have attacked earlier. Yeah, he was definitely very active on Sunday. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here. I was probably, I mean, I've rolled to the front, but you can see by my power there, I'm not really trying to do anything. I can't remember if there was a little bit of a gap or not. Yeah. Now this rider in front of me, I believe is what's his name? I was looking for it earlier. I did say that. I think it's Stuart Gall, maybe, or something like that. Yeah, he ended up riding pretty good, and he was in that last. Yeah, Stuart Galt. I haven't. I don't think I've met him before, but he was a solid rider. He was in that last breakaway that I eventually bridged across to with J. That he was with JP, and I went across with Glenn, which you can just see there on the left. So it looks like sort of Tom's on a bit of a move here. Nothing too serious. Chris is just staying close to him because he knows if we let him go, he's gone. We won't see him again. And this late in the race, when everyone's fatigued, um, he would easily pull away, which he does. And I'm not sure if the puncture saved us. I don't know if we would have caught him. I mean, there was a few of us left, but I'm not sure if we would have organised ourselves well enough to catch him. Yeah, we'll never know, I guess. I think just shortly is where the video cuts out, unfortunately. This probably would have been around the hour mark. Like I say, my GoPro camera normally lasts for about an hour. Yeah, and then, see, this is after the race. I've just turned it back. Oh, well, I actually went to see if it was recording. I noticed it was off, and there was obviously just enough battery to film this last bit. But anyway, there you have it. Okay, so there we have our podium getters, and it's Glenn in first place, JP second, Stuart Galt third. Great racing, guys. That was a really fun race. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Looking forward to seeing you guys at the next crit. Not sure where I'm going to race this weekend. I see Easton's got a race out at Casey. That's on the Saturday. I may go to that, or not, or I might go to Glenvale and just test my current form against the young fellas. Anyway, we'll see. I'll work it out as it gets closer to the end of the week. All right, see you guys out there, and yeah, we'll catch you soon. Bye.